The hesitation that he took on killing Big showed me he didn't really want to kill Big.
Video evidence from Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal has been trending all over social media after it proved that Biggie wasn't actually the target the night he died, but rather Diddy might have been the one with a bounty on his head. Interesting, isn't it? Well, this has consequently led to many questions surrounding the already mysterious death of Biggie, but alas, the truth of the matter was hidden in plain sight.
And took that job to probably kill Puff, and they end up killing Big.
According to a video released by the Art of Dialogue YouTube channel, Deal recounted his experience on the night of the shooting while he was traveling with Diddy in a second Chevrolet Suburban, following Biggie. He refuted most of the narratives surrounding the incident as lies, as he was present at the location before the shooting occurred. He asserted that there was no drive-by, and the vehicle that attacked them was already waiting for them at a corner. Deal said, "Every Biggie movie that you see, they say it's a drive-by. When the witness tells you the car was stood right there at the corner, the car was probably there all night." According to Deal's account, Diddy had angered some Muslims who planned to retaliate by sending a hitman to kill him. However, Diddy managed to evade the shooting while Biggie became a victim of the crossfire. This is not the first instance where Deal expressed his belief that Wallace was not the intended target on the night of the incident. Last year, during an interview with Vlad TV, he made a similar assertion. Deal disclosed that he had received information earlier that day suggesting that there was a plot to murder Combs, who was known as Puff Daddy at the time. "I said to him, 'Puff, I've got some intel. The guys are coming to kill us tonight at the museum party,'" Deal recalled. According to an FBI investigation file obtained by The Sun, Deal made a similar claim back in 2018. He disputed the narratives being propagated by the police and insisted that Biggie was never meant to survive that night. The document revealed that Deal had observed an unfamiliar black male dressed in a blue suit, white shirt, and blue tie, with a receding hairline and close-cropped hair, approaching the location where Combs' vehicle had just arrived. While Diddy and the rest of the entourage were taking photos and interacting with the crowd, Deal confronted the individual as he approached Diddy's car. In response, Deal drew his firearm from his waistband and displayed it to the perpetrator, indicating that he should step back. This gesture caused the individual to become alarmed, recognizing that Deal was not someone to be trifled with. He then proceeded to walk away from Diddy's car, heading eastbound on Fairfax Boulevard and eventually entering a parked vehicle on the corner where Biggie was shot. According to Deal, this same car was likely responsible for the shooting. The documents went on to describe how Deal entered Diddy's vehicle after intercepting the perpetrator. He then instructed the driver to run the next red light, which is a customary security measure to prevent the occupants from being vulnerable targets. Fortunately, Diddy's car was able to run the red light, but unfortunately, Biggie's car was forced to stop. The shooter hesitated for quite a while before shooting into Biggie's car, the document revealed, per The Sun. Because of this, Deal strongly believes Biggie was not the intended target, but that Combs was. The notion that P. Diddy was the primary target in the shooting that resulted in the death of Notorious Big was corroborated by other individuals connected to the case. A former FBI agent who was involved in the investigation, Phil Carson, stated that Diddy was the intended victim on the night of the incident. Carson claimed to have identified both the shooter and the individual who financed the hit, despite the fact that the gunman has not been caught. In addition, he revealed to the New York Post that corrupt Los Angeles detectives had silenced the investigation, causing Diddy to become extremely anxious when he heard the news. Carson purportedly asserted that numerous individuals were implicated in both the assassination and the subsequent cover-up. He regarded it as the most egregious injustice he had encountered during his two-decade career at the FBI, insisting that he possessed evidence indicating that LAPD officers were complicit in the crime. Nonetheless, he alleged that the LAPD and Los Angeles city attorneys had blocked his attempts to pursue the matter further. Despite widespread speculation that Biggie was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, a couple of people have opted to delve deeper into the issue. Don Sikorsky and Brad Furman, who produced and directed the film City of Lies, which examines the unsolved deaths of both Biggie and Tupac Shakur, lent credence to the assertions made by both Dean and Carson. They disclosed that they had reviewed sealed court documents pertaining to Wallace's case, which indicated that a convert to the Nation of Islam was responsible for the murder. Given this information, it is reasonable to conclude that Gene Deal was correct in his assertion that an individual with a grudge against Diddy had targeted the wrong victim. Sikorsky and Furman, who produced and directed the film City of Lies, which delves into the unsolved deaths of Biggie and Tupac Shakur, hoped that the movie would bring the murder back into the spotlight and reignite interest in the investigation into the young rapper's death. In the controversial Amazon movie, which features Johnny Depp as real-life Los Angeles cop Russell Poole, they reveal that they had read sealed court files related to Wallace's case, which suggests that a Nation of Islam convert was the killer. Carson, who worked on the case, claimed that the producers of City of Lies nailed it, and that the movie suggests rap mogul Marion Suge Knight orchestrated the hit from jail. He spoke up to seek justice that he believes was denied to him while he was on the case, describing his experience with the LAPD at the time as sheer hell. And like Gene did, Carson also gave the argument that there was more than enough evidence to solve Biggie's murder. Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie, was killed on March 9, 1997 in Los Angeles, California at the young age of 24. His death caused a public uproar, with various parties blaming each other. According to FBI documents, Biggie was in the passenger seat of a Chevrolet Suburban when a Chevy SS Impala pulled up to the vehicle at a red light, and a gunman fired shots from within the Impala. Wallace died less than an hour later at a local hospital, having sustained 4 gunshot wounds. Detective Russell Poole of the Los Angeles Police Department has spent years and resources trying to solve this case, which remains unsolved even after 2 decades. Details released to the public in 2012 states that he was shot 4 times. Detective Russell Poole of the Los Angeles Police Department partnered with reporter Jack Jackson to uncover a web of institutional corruption and deceit surrounding the unsolved murder of Christopher Wallace, also known as Biggie. Despite their efforts, the case remains unsolved. Many people believe that Gene Deal and others were telling the truth when they pointed out that the shooter may have confused Diddy and Biggie, as they were both riding in similar dark green SUVs with the rappers sitting in the front passenger seats. James Lloyd, also known as Lil C's, is another witness who believes that Biggie's death was premature. He claimed that Gene Deal and Carson were truthful about their statements. As a friend of Biggie's who often accompanied him on tours, he was present at the scene and informed the FBI that he also believed that Puffy was the intended target, as somebody could have easily taken out Biggie earlier if they wanted to. According to James Lloyd, another witness who was present at the scene, Biggie's death was premature, and he believed that Gene Deal and Carson's claims were truthful. He was a friend of Biggie's who frequently accompanied him on tours, and he told the FBI that he thought Puffy was the intended target because somebody could have easily taken out Biggie earlier if they wanted to. Lloyd also claimed that everyone knew Biggie was in Los Angeles and that if someone wanted to kill him, they could have done so at any time. During their stay in Los Angeles, Biggie did not have any bodyguards or security with him, only his friends. In his witness statement to the FBI, Diddy mentioned how he had received death threats while in New York before arriving in Los Angeles in March 1997. He felt that the LAPD did not do enough to protect him and Biggie. Before going to Los Angeles on the day Biggie was killed, Diddy received death threats while in New York. However, he thought that LAPD would provide security at the after-awards party at the Peterson Automotive Museum because many rappers were going to be there and it was happening near Rodeo Drive. So he believed LAPD would be present all around. He then added he couldn't believe that no police officers were anywhere to be found around the museum after Biggie was shot. The news was horrifying for Diddy and broke his heart, but the fact still remains that if the news were true, it meant that he was aware he was in some type of danger and did nothing to protect himself. One user on Twitter said, "Just found out that P. Diddy was the target of the shooting that killed Biggie and that's got me beyond fucked up." Another fan added, "We already knew Suge was behind it. We all knew about Amir Muhammad and the corrupt cops that allowed the hit. Muhammad is running a real estate gig in Ga. That I didn't know. Diddy was supposed to be the target. Didn't know. Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts." That's it for this video. Bye.